guys, welcome to my channel, or back to my channel if you've seen my videos before. My name's Shannon. I'm a 21-year-old mother of a 2-month-old. This is a binky. Please don't mind the mess back there. And today I'm gonna be filming a labor and delivery story. Yeah, basically that's it. There's not much more to say about it, so stay tuned just to learn about my labor and delivery. Also, my baby is sitting right here on his boppy thing pillow. It's like not a boppy thing, it's a bop. He's right here, so he'll probably pop in a few times depending on how long this takes. And I'm also gonna obviously show him, but right? Yeah. So it was a Friday. It was raining outside actually, which meant Brian was off from work. That should have been a telltale sign that something was gonna happen. But he can't work in the rain for his job, so he was off with me. And we just basically decided that this was gonna be like our last date day because baby was due September 8th, and a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but like 2 of my doctors said he was gonna be late because it was obviously my first pregnancy and a lot of them are late, and I was not dilated at all, probably just about a centimeter for like the longest time. So we were like, yeah, we'll just make this our last date day because it was convenient. So we went to Target. Well, first we got an oil change because we needed to do that really bad. We do again too. And we went to Target and walked around there and we got a movie to watch. We got Hocus Pocus to watch, and we got just chocolate and stuff. And we actually, what I think is really funny, we were talking to one of my coworkers, and I was like, yeah, I could literally give birth at any moment. Like, I could just like start, like my water could break right now. This was all telltale signs. I don't know how I didn't know. But after that, we went to the mall and we were basically walking around. We were like, well, we have all day, so it doesn't really matter. Like, tonight we'll make dinner. We're gonna make chicken fried steak and watch movies or whatever. So we were just walking around. We were in Forever 21 and we were looking at clothes or whatever. I don't even know what we were doing, so I didn't look at clothes while I was pregnant. What was the point? But we were actually looking in the mirror, and I remember turning around and I felt a pop, like down there, you know, in my vagina. I felt a pop, and I was like, oh my God. And Brian was like, what? And I was like, something's happening. And he was like, what do you mean something's happening? And I was like, I think my water just broke. And he was like, oh my God, you need to check, you need to check. So he started freaking out. Oh, you're farting. You're farting? Oh yeah. You're so gassy today. So I ran into the bathroom at the mall, which was like right next to Forever 21, thank God. And sure enough, my underwear were soaked. So I ran into the bathroom and I was like, it broke. Like, yeah, it broke. And some lady that was outside of the bathroom was like, oh my God, good luck. So we ran to the, well, Brian ran to the car. I waddled to the car. And he came to pick me up like out front. And our way back to the apartment to grab the hospital bags, I called my I called my doctors and I was like, my water just like broke, I think. So they asked me if I wanted to go to one of their offices or if I wanted to go straight to the hospital, and I was freaking out. I had nothing planned, so I was like, I'll go to the hospital. And also, my grandpa wasn't answering his phone because he sleeps during the day. So I had to go to his house to let him know that I was in labor, unless he wouldn't have known. So we get to the hospital and I walk in and I'm like, hey, like my water broke. And they're like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. Like, I didn't pee myself. I felt a pop, like my water broke. And they're like, oh, like your doctors didn't call. And I was like, well, yeah, it broke. I called them. I don't know. I'm in labor. And they like actually made me sit down for like 20 or 30 minutes in the waiting room because they were convinced I wasn't in labor because I had like no contractions or anything like that. So the nurse came in and she was like, wait, so like your water broke? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, do you have a pad on? I was like, uh-huh. So she was like, okay, come with me. And I like went into that room that has like a couple beds like all together, and she like gave me like a gown and was like, just strip down. And then she tested my pad and she's like, yeah, your water broke. And I was like, Yeah, thanks. Then they got me on the bed. It actually took them a pretty long time to like get everything ready, and they put the IV in my hand, which hurt so bad not getting it in, but after it was so sore. Hi Baba. You laughing at me? And it was sore for like days after that, like days, I'm not kidding. And then they wheeled me to the actual room where you give birth, and I was like leaking everywhere. I was like, this is disgusting. And for a while, nothing was really happening. My nurse asked me if I had like any like plans for labor, because I know like a lot of people do have labor plans. They write it down or they print something out and make a list. But I was like, basically, I just want Brian in my room and nobody else to really come in while I'm in labor. Like, that's not like obviously like medical professionals, but that's all I really had planned. So that's what I told her. And then so Brian got the wristband that was like Coach or whatever. And for a while, nothing was really happening. When I had my first nurse, because like the nurses switched at 7, because it was like 7 to 7. That's how they did their shifts. Nothing was like really going on, but they did let me eat, which was really awesome. Because I didn't eat like literally all day that day, except for maybe like chocolate, and I had a coffee. Like, great, because we were planning on getting lunch like after that. We were thinking about going to Chick-fil-A like after the mall, but he didn't let that happen, huh? So I had like buffalo chicken tenders. Yeah, but they were like nothing heavy, like it has to be light, but whatever. The only thing that I was so dying for was a drink, because I could only have ice chips, and I'm telling you, that was the worst part of labor, is the fact you could only have ice chips. I was so thirsty. But anyway, my phone's gonna die, so I'm gonna try to finish this fast. I know I talk really fast, and I'm probably gonna talk even faster. Great. So I would say around 7, when my other nurse came in, my contractions started like up, and they were probably at about a 6. She asked me the pain I felt like I was in, and I said a 6. And she was like, okay, well, like, are you planning on getting an epidural? And I was like, yeah, like, would love that, like, can't deal with this. She's like, when do you want to get it? And I was like, not right now. I don't know why. I know, like, a lot of people say when you can get that epidural, get it. Like, ask for it immediately. But I was just, I don't know. I just didn't, I felt like I wanted to power through it just to do it a little more. But then I was like, that's kind of stupid. So she was like, well, we need to put, like, a lot of fluid in you. So, like, if you want to, like, get that epidural. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll start. So she pumped like 2 bags of fluid into my arm. And it's funny because you could taste the salt water in your mouth while she does it, or while they do it. So I like tasted that. I was like, ew. But at the same time, give me a drink. But I was like terrified to get this epidural. Like, Brian always makes fun of me. I was so scared to get it, and like my legs were shaking like crazy, probably because I was also, you know, about to give birth. So I had a lot of adrenaline, but also I was so scared of getting this goddamn epidural. I was terrified. So my legs were going crazy, but my nurse was super good about it, and she was like holding my arms and like calming me down. And Brian also makes fun of me because I was shaking so bad, but as soon as like the doctor put his hand on my back, I like completely like froze. Because I was like, okay, well, I don't want anything to go wrong, because with epidurals, so much can go wrong. Like, it's like not that common. I mean, I feel like back pain after is common, but like all the like crazy things that you're scared of don't really happen that much. So I just tensed up and I got that epidural and we got it over with, and it actually really didn't even hurt. But after that, obviously you can't feel your legs, so you're done peeing. Like, you can't go walk around anymore. So they put a peanut thing behind, like, between my legs to get like not contractions, but I guess contractions up and to get him down. And they also put a little bit of Pitocin or Pitocan, I don't know how you say it, in my IV to get contractions up more. So I would say around like 10 or 11 p.m. I got to take it like a nice nap till like 10 or 11, from like 8, or maybe, I don't know, maybe from like 9 to like 12. I got to take a nap, and which was super great because I needed that like refreshing like nap to push. And I would say around 12 is when my contractions actually started going up my back. Now, I was only like in back labor. I didn't have any front labor. It was just strictly my back. So like all the contractions I felt were in my back, and it started crawling its way up my back the contractions, and I was like, I kept trying to like push my button. Like I kept asking my doctor if I could push it because I knew I was gonna push soon to like try to get rid of them, but it didn't work at all. And I was like sitting up at this point with the peanut between my legs to try to get him, you okay? Yeah. To try to get him to come down. So I was like begging my nurse, like, please, can I lay down? Like, my back is killing me. Like, can I please lay down? And she like really tried for me. She like really did her best. But every single time I'd lay down, Kieran, yeah? He laughed when he said his name. Said no, no, no. And like, he like actually, his heart rate went down. So I had to sit up or it wasn't happening. Right? So basically he was like, no mom, like you have to be uncomfortable, and also you can't have your last date night, I'm here. So I would say around 3 is when they checked my dilation again, and they couldn't really check it that often because my water had broken, so they didn't want like any like germs to get in there and like no infections or anything like that. So she was like, you're dilated to an 8, like maybe like an 8.5 she said, and I think that's when they started bringing all the stuff in, getting ready for me to push. And I remember around 3 I was like to Brian, wouldn't it be so cool if like he was born at 4:44 a.m. because that's like angel numbers, and like I feel really like connected to that, right? And around 4 a.m. I would say it was time to start pushing. So it actually took me 3 intervals of like those 3 pushes to get him out. It was really, really short. It was a short labor, short push. And they were basically saying like, you are like a natural. Like it seems like you're on your 6th kid and it's like your first, but I think I was only really good at pushing because my friend Janice, what's up girl, just had a baby, Sterling. Hey, cutie, love you. And she told me how to push, and I kind of like knew what I was doing from her. So thanks for that, girl.
I also wanted to add this in. I look crazy. This quality for some reason is terrible. But I also wanted to add in that I didn't tear except for like 2 necessary stitches on the inside. And the 2 things I said after childbirth was 1, childbirth ain't shit, and 2, get me a goddamn drink. And I had some apple juice.
So at 4:44 a.m., after only strictly being able to have ice chips, back labor, crying through contractions, because every time I got a contraction I like would squeeze Brian's hand and cry and be like, I can't do this, even though it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't not do this. But at 4:44 a.m., my little baby boy Kieran was born. This is my Kieran. This is my Kieran. You getting hungry? Yeah, you're getting hungry, huh? But this is Kieran Andon, born at 4:44 a.m. on September 7th, the day before he was due. And I am just the happiest mommy in the entire world. That's hair. Cute. But, yeah. Hi, what's up? What you doing? What you looking? Oh, you're getting tired. You're getting tired? You can't be getting tired. You slept all day. You blowing bubbles. You're doing a lot right now. Yeah. But, yeah. So that was my story. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. And if you want to see more, because now that like I'm acclimated to like taking care of my son and like also taking care of myself, I feel like I could do more things. So if you guys want to see more, I'm going to be posting more, and you guys can subscribe and stay tuned for that. And also like this video because like look how cute Kieran is. Right? Alright. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Say bye. Bye.